yourself, darling?
Sorry?
I said, are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking, yes. I could very well clear the table.
I've already done it, but you can wash up if you like.
Oh, very nice idea, but I'm afraid my washing up days are over. Oh, yes. I've got to take care of these hands. I mean, cracked glass, sharp knife, and my playing days could be over. Just when I'm going to beginning to excel at the sport.
I'd hardly say you excelled at it.
Well, not perhaps yet, no, but I mean, you must admit I'm getting better. And thanks to my determination to master the art. I mean, you know, just think, just a week ago when I bought this table, I was absolutely hopeless. Remember that first day when I set up the balls? After 2 hours, I hadn't potted a single red. And then 1 hour later, I'd potted all 10 reds. And why?
Because you took that triangle thing from around them.
Look, when I was aiming at the triangle, I was attempting to do a trick shot.
Oh, you succeeded. One of the balls leapt off the table, smashed through the window, and poleaxed the postman. Poor man, he didn't know what had hit him.
It was the blue, wasn't it?
We haven't had any mail since, you know.
Who cares?
Well, you obviously don't. All you seem to care about at the moment is your precious snooker.
That is because I've really taken to this game. Like trust houses, I have found my forte. Yes, I think I should change my name to reflect the way I play. Someone like Hurricane Higgins, say Terry, Tornado Terry, eh?
Mayday Medford?
Mayday? Mayday, I mean, that's a signal of disaster. What are you implying?
Well, you're not very good at it, are you?
Well, of course I'm very good at it.
Then why has Charlie from across the road beaten you every night this week?
Well, he should be. I mean, what you're overlooking is the fact that I've been playing for about a week and he's been playing for, well, nearly 2 months.
And what you're overlooking is the fact that Charlie is only 7 years old.
He's a big 7, though, isn't he?
Then why does he have to stand on a box to reach the table?
Well, besides, he doesn't always beat me. I beat him last night on the black.
Only because when he was trying to pot it, you kicked his box away.
For the last time, I did not kick his box away. I just moved it closer so that he wouldn't need the rest.
Well, he'll need one now. He sprained his ankle.
Well, I hope it doesn't mean he's going to cancel my 7-frame challenge tonight.
Yes, it does, actually. He limped over here earlier to say that he's decided to take up something safer. I suggested hang gliding.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? I mean, here I am with my cueing action tuned to perfection and the little water packs in. You wouldn't like a game, would you?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, go on, Julie. Just 1 frame.
Does that mean we have to pot all the balls?
Yeah, well, more likely I've got to pot them all.
Sorry, I want to be in bed before midnight.
But, June, I am not that bad.
Terry, you are. You're pathetic.
Oh, what do you know about it, pray? I mean, before I told you everything, I mean, you thought that Pop Black was a cookery program for cannibals.
Well, maybe. But since I've watched real snooker players on television, I've realised that your attempts are pretty crude, to say the least.
Pretty crude? What do you mean, pretty crude?
I mean that you're about as good at snooker as the captain of the Titanic was at spotting icebergs.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm a good all-round sportsman. I was superb at rugby union when I played for the Pearly Casuals.
4th team.
4th team.
Reserves.
Reserves.
They picked you once in 5 years, and only then because that winger with the club foot had flu.
I scored a try. I got a try in the first minute, didn't I?
Yes, and you got a hernia in the second minute. Oh, come on, darling. Let's face it, you're just one of those people who isn't very good at sport. I mean, even I beat you at table tennis.
Well, I mean, that's a kid's game.
Yeah, and bowls. I beat you when we played bowls.
Well, it's an old man's game.
And I beat you at squash.
Was there no need to brag about it?
No, but then there's no need for you to get so uptight about it. It's just a fact of life, Terry. You can't be good at everything, que sera, sera.
Only because I've never played que sera, sera?
I mean, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
What's Doris Day doing in this?
What I'm trying to say is that some people excel at one thing and they're no good at another. Like some people are very good at snooker and they're no good at, say, gardening. Some people are very good at gardening and they're no good at snooker.
Well, I'm very good at snooker.
No, you are not. Come to think of it, you're not very good at gardening either.
Well, tell me, June, isn't there one thing I'm good at? June?
I'm thinking.
Well, while you're thinking, let me tell you that I'm a man who is capable of doing anything as easy as that. As clicking your fingers. All right, if you're so clever, show me how good you are on the table.
Oh, I'd rather not, if you don't mind.
Oh, go on. Oh, you are. I'll tell you what. We'll play for a fiver to make it interesting.
Terry, I've never played snooker in my life.
You're frightened I'll beat you, aren't you?
Oh, very well then, if it'll make you happy.
Right.
Are you ready then?
Yes, take your skirt off.
I thought you wanted to play snooker.
I will rephrase that. Put your trousers on.
Oh, why?
Well, because if you have to do a shot, like this, you won't be able to do it with the skirt on.
Can't I sit on the table sort of side saddle like on a horse?
No, the rules of snooker say that you must keep one foot on the ground.
Oh, like Hollywood.
Eh?
At one time, the censor would only allow couples to go to bed if the man kept one foot on the floor.
No wonder they keep getting divorced.
I think I can manage in a skirt.
All right, OK, off you go then. I've ridden one, so I've scored one. Now it's your turn.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to put that ball in that pocket.
Well, it's up to you, love. I mean, it'd be better if you put the ball in pocket that red, and then your cue ball will end up there. Then you can pop the black.
Well, I can do that if I put that red in the pocket.
But I mean, do it, silly. I mean, Hurricane Higgins couldn't do that, sure.
Well, I can try.
Oh, I'll make a fool of yourself. Go on, try. Go on.
Sorry. 3 balls with 1 shot. Does that count 3?
Evening Gazette, I'd like to place an advert. 1 Chew and Oswald snooker table, 6x3 for sale, £30. Ring Medford at 668-1992. 180. $26.
Oh, you're home early.
Yeah, I took an hour off to collect my new darts gear. Oh, is that the evening paper?
Yes.
Oh, I wonder if my snooker table advert's in yet.
I've sold it.
What, snooker table?
Yes, to the dustman. I was just chatting to him this morning, and I happened to mention you were thinking of selling it, and it was £30 you were asking for it, wasn't it?
30 quid, yeah.
There.
Oh, well, oh, dear, I wish I'd known earlier. I wouldn't have put that advert in.
Oh, yes. I suppose we'll have people ringing us up all night now.
Well, no, not if it's like the last time we put an advert in that rag. Remember when we were trying to sell our charcoal barbecue?
Yes, I wonder why we didn't get any inquiries.
Because they put it in the deaths column. They must have thought I was some kind of sadist. Oh, hang on, I'll go. 1992?
Oh, I'm calling about your advert in the evening paper.
Oh, I'm sorry, we've sold it already.
Oh, it's gone, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I might have known a bargain like that wouldn't have lasted very long. Well, thanks anyway.
Bargain on that? What's he talking about? I only asked what I paid for it.
Hello, Mr. Medford.
Yes?
I'm not too late, am I?
Well, if you're talking about the advert in the paper, yes, you are.
Blast. I'd have offered you much more.
Really? Oh, sorry. 1992?
It's about your advert. The price is correct, is it? You're asking £30.
Were?
You put it up, have you? I'll offer you 60.
60?
All right, 100.
June! It's not for sale. June, that snooker table, we've got to get it back.
Why?
Because some bloke's just rung up and offered me £100 for it. And I think if I'd have pushed him, he'd offered me twice that.
For the snooker table? Why?
Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's become a collector's item. I mean, people collect all sorts of junk these days, don't they?
Yes, but £100 for an old snooker table.
Old. That's it. It'll be an antique. June, what's the address of that dustman then?
Oh, I've no idea.
What do you mean you've no idea? You flogged my antique snooker table for 30 quid.
I didn't know it was an antique.
There's no need to shout. We must keep calm. We must keep our heads, compose ourselves, and think this problem out. You silly old bat.
I could phone the council. They'll know where the dustman lives.
You clever little dove.
Yeah.
Come on, phone up. Come on, quick.
What?
Now, get off the line, you lunatic.
Well, is it under C for council or D for dustman?
Well, I don't know. Look them both at, but not at the same time. Come on.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's an antique, all right, June.
Maybe, yes.
Well, there's no maybe about it. While you were on the phone getting the dustman's address, I looked up the manufacturers, Chew and Oswald, in the company directory, and they weren't listed.
They could have gone out of business.
Precisely. Like Chippendale. His firm wasn't listed either. Now, what's that dustman's address?
One of these 16.
16?
Well, I don't know his name.
We don't have 16 dustmen, surely.
Our area does. I suggest we start at the top of the list and work our way down.
I bet it's the last one.
Well, not necessarily. It could be the first one.
Who are you sitting next to, June?
It'll be the last one.
The last one. Unless they're breeding.
Cheer, Mrs. Method.
You are the gentleman I sold the snooker table to, aren't you?
Yeah?
Oh, good. I didn't recognize you with the clothes on. I'm sorry. I meant...
It's all right. I know what you meant.
I'm not sure I do.
What can I do for you?
Actually, we'd like to discuss a little business transaction with you.
Oh, you better step in then.
Thank you.
Shop me a minute.
There it is, June.
Terry, we're not rescuing it from the Russians. All we're trying to do is to buy it back.
I'd be happy if you let me deal with the transaction, all right?
Well, as you say, of course.
If he gets wind of its true worth, if he's got the slightest inkling that we are more than a little concerned about getting it back, he could up the price. So I must be very careful not to give him any reason to think other than that I couldn't care less about it. Hello, Sonny. Put my valuable antique table down at once!
Here! Who do you think you're talking to?
No, I wasn't talking, I was singing. You must have heard that song, it's on top of the pops. Put my valuable antique table down at once, or I'll hit you with a cue on your bonds, baby.
You can't talk to a boy like that just because you're whatever you are and he's just the son of a dustman.
Well, I'd talk to him the same if he was the son of a vicar. Get out of it.
You talk to all kids like that then, do you?
Oh, no, what I'm trying to say is I don't consider myself to be better than anybody else. I'm certainly not better than a dustman. No, I mean, some of my best friends are dustmen, salt-to-the-earth dustmen, even though they do spill ashes all down my garden path.
So we empty ashes down your garden path, do we?
Oh, no, not you. You never do. No, I'm certainly not. It wouldn't matter if you did. I enjoy having ashes scattered down my garden path. It's hilarious.
Your husband all right, Mrs. Medford?
Normally, yes, but he's had a knock on the head.
Who
You
else?
have.
Me? I haven't.
Yeah, which unbalanced him, and that's why he told me he wanted to sell the snooker table when he didn't actually want to sell it.
Yes. I've had a knock on my head.
Yeah, you get another one if you talk to my boy like that again.
So, about the snooker table.
What about the snooker table?
Well, as my husband didn't really want to sell it, we were wondering if you would mind very much selling it back to us, weren't we, Terry?
Yes?
Sorry.
Why?
Well, I got it for the boy. The one you upset. He'd be even more upset if I let you have it back, wouldn't he?
Well, couldn't I get him another one?
Could.
Have to be a new one.
A new one?
Yeah.
Give us your hand back, June. Oh, dear.
Hang on.
Okay. Careful.
Yes.
Don't drop it, whatever you do.
Oh, Terry, it's getting so heavy.
Oh, it's just as bad for me. That's worse.
Worse?
I'm carrying the chalk as well. Put your end down. I think we got out of that very well.
If you call buying back for £70 something you sold for 30, yes.
I tell you, it's an investment, June. Perhaps for... Hello? What? To Meissen, Mark. 2 Blue Cross swords.
Meissen was famous for porcelain.
Well, I know he was. I'm not stupid, but I mean, perhaps making snookered tables could have been one of his hobbies.
Anyway, it isn't 2 blue-crossed swords. It's a squashed blue bottle. Ooh. Probably off the dust
Yeah,
cart.
but, I mean, it must be an antique. Otherwise, why are people offering us much more than we're asking?
Oh, I don't know, but at 10 o'clock, having been dragged all over Pearly and lugging this thing up the garden path, I'm too tired to worry about it. You coming to bed?
Yeah, well, I've got to find out the value of this little beauty, but first I shall restore it to its original state.
Restore it?
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to scrape the blue bottle off, of course.
Oh, Terry, it's 2 o'clock.
Shh, I'm getting warm.
Well, I'm not. You keep pulling the bedclothes off me.
Don't worry. When I've sold my antique table off, you won't worry about bedclothes. You'll be sleeping in a mink coat.
You don't even know that it is an antique.
This 18th century antiques for beginners isn't helping much either. It cost me 10 quid. There's not one reference to snooker tables. Still, I know how we can find out how much it's worth.
Terry, you are not to phone up Arthur Negus again.
Oh, grumpy, you mean?
Well, you'd be grumpy if you had to get out of bed in the middle of the night to answer the phone, 1:30 in the morning.
You wouldn't think he'd swear like that, would you?
How are you going to find out the value of it?
In the high street, there's a new antique shop just opened.
New antique shop? What do they sell? Plastic grandfather clocks?
You know what I mean. We should go around there first thing in the morning.
Right. Now, please, may I get some sleep?
Cool. When was the last time I stopped you going to sleep?
About 6 weeks ago, wasn't it? I think it's your age.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning. Can I be of some assistance?
Oh, you're from the Antipodes.
No, Australia.
For your information, the Antipodes...
Is Australia, I know. It's just that all English people think we Australians are so uneducated.
Oh, we don't consider Australians uneducated, do we, June?
No, of course not. I've always considered Australians to be just as well educated as English people. I mean, there's Clive James, Rupert Murdoch.
Sir Edmund Hillary.
He's a New Zealander.
Better educated than some English people.
Yes, well, perhaps you'd like to utilise the benefit of that education and give us your considered opinion on this extremely rare piece of objet d'art, sport.
Certainly. It's rubbish.
Rubbish?
Yes. Excuse me.
You must admit, Terry, it doesn't look much like an antique.
Oh, don't be silly, dear. It's just that he hasn't had a proper good look at it, that's all.
Okay, do that, yeah. Are you still here?
Yeah, so you think this is rubbish?
I know that it's rubbish.
In that case, do you mind if I have a second opinion?
All right, it's junk.
I mean, a second opinion from somebody else, preferably somebody English.
Well, perhaps you believe my partner, then.
I have an awful feeling he might be right.
Oh, that's all rubbish. And what does he know about antiques? The oldest thing in Australia is Rolf Harris.
Do you mind if I just have a look round while we're waiting?
Well, as long as you be careful. You know how clumsy you are. Don't break anything.
I want to have another look at that urn.
What urn?
The one you've just broken.
That'll be £40 if you don't mind. Sport.
Give us your handbag, June.
Oh, you've nearly finished it.
This sort of thing comes easy to a man who doesn't know the name of defeat.
It is snooker table.
What is?
The name of defeat.
June, I thought we promised never to use those two words in this house again.
I'm sorry.
That is why I'm repairing this urn.
Why?
Because it has a certain value.
Considerably less than the £40 you had to pay for it.
I'm talking about the therapeutic value of repairing it. I mean, Yeah, when I first started this, I was extremely angry.
Because you discovered that the thingy wasn't a valuable antique.
Yes, now, mere 2 hours after, thanks to applying my mind to solely to the complex job of repairing this, I am gradually getting more and more calm. And now that it is almost finished, I am quite tranquil.
It's taken your mind off the...
You could say it now. It's all right. You can say snooker table. I've crossed the Rubicon. Caesar did it, now I've done it.
Oh, good. I hope it's taught you a lesson.
Oh, it has. 110. All in pound notes. 111, actually. It's also taught me not to be greedy.
Oh, good.
Yes, you can be assured I have finally buried that little green devil.
I'm sure you have, darling.
Yeah.
Stay where you are. It might be someone wanting to buy a snooker table.
But don't worry. I can cope. It's all right. As I've told you just now, I have learned my lesson.
Well, if you're sure.
1992.
I'm calling about the snooker table. I suppose you've sold it.
No?
Oh, well, I'm prepared to take it off your hands. What are you asking? I can't make out whether it's supposed to be a 3 or an 8.
It's a... 8. It's an 8.
That's £80 then.
No, there's been a misprint. There should be a 1 in front of it.
180. All right, then.
Deposit. That's half. The other half you have to pay tomorrow. 360 altogether.
It's a deal.
Oh, no, it isn't, mate. June, you thought I was stupid, didn't you? You doubted my instinct that was an antique. Well, who is stupid now? I have just turned down £360 for it.
Terry, you're not stupid. You're raving mad.
He's here, June, the antiques expert I sent for. Have you filled the Coburn's bottle with cooking sherry?
Yes, let's hope he's not an expert on sherry.
As long as he's an expert on antiques, which he is.
And so he should be for a fee of £30.
Come in. Do come in. My word, what a lot of weather we've been having lately. It's in the living room.
Oh, well, if you don't mind, I'd like to dispense with the financial arrangements first.
Yes, of course. Follow me. Give me your handbag, June. Now, £30, you said? There we are.
Well, you do understand.
Of course. I mean, yours isn't the only profession where the client is asked to pay in advance. So I'm told.
Well, it's just that most people find it difficult to part with the fee if I have to tell them the piece that they believe to be valuable turns out to be otherwise.
Oh, that won't happen with our little piece, will it, June?
Oh, I think it's very unlikely.
Well, let's take a look at it then, shall we? What is it exactly?
Here he is, my little beauty.
That?
Yes, we'd like your opinion on it.
Oh, very, very well. Well, it's rubbish.
Rubbish?
Rubbish.
You're not Australian by any chance, are you?
Do you mean it isn't worth anything?
Well, no more than the value of a second-hand snooker table. £30 top whack.
Which is exactly what we were asking for it before one of us decided that it was a valuable antique.
Well, it isn't an antique, I assure you, unless plywood was invented long before I thought it was anyway.
I just don't understand.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'll tell you what, though. I've been looking for a snooker table, and so I'm prepared to take it off your hands. Yes, I can offer you £25.
We'll take it.
Oh, well, I'll give you another £5. I mean, after all, you have paid my fee.
Get out of my house!
Come on.
Get out! Out! Get out!
I say, Holmes, where's your pipe?
You can make fun, June, but there is something about this table which is making people willing to fork out vast sums of money for it.
I know. We've already forked out over £100.
That is a mere drop in the ocean.
Well, it would be a smaller drop in the ocean if you'd sold it to that antique expert who offered to buy it off you for £30.
He didn't offer to buy it off me. He said he would be willing to take it off my hands. Ah, there's a big difference. I mean, in the antiques racket, offering to take it off your hands means they're doing you. I mean, that bloke yesterday didn't offer to buy it. He said he'd be offered to take it off my hands for £360. No, there's something about this antique table that antique dealer saw. I can't... Ah!
What's the matter?
Yeah, written in the corner.
What is?
You look. I don't look in case I'm wrong. Oh, if it says what I think it does, that spells out the real value of that antique table. Well,
Made in Hong Kong.
no, the other corner painted on.
Oh, Joe Davis.
Joe Davis. Joe Davis, only the greatest snooker player that the world has ever known.
So?
Well, this was obviously his original own personal snooker table. That's why all these people are willing to get their claws on it.
Well, how would they know?
What?
All the people who want to get their claws on it, how would they know it was Joe Davis's table?
Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's well known in the antiques trade that Joe Davis's own personal snooker table has been missing for years, and it's the only one that Chew and what's her name ever made. Well, I mean, no wonder that's why people are offering vast sums of money for it.
There must be some reason, I suppose.
Well, that is the reason. It is the only reason. I wonder what it's worth. 1,000, 2,000. If that's Arthur Negus, don't let him in till he apologises.
Oh, Mrs. Medford?
Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry to trouble you, but your husband, I sold him a snooker table last week, and I see in the paper that he's got it for sale again.
That's right.
Well, tell you the truth, I've missed playing on it more than I thought I would. I wonder if you'd like to sell it back to me.
You better come in.
Oh, thank you very much.
Terry. Someone to see you.
Oh, it's you.
Well...
He wants to buy back the snooker table.
Yeah.
I'll bet he does. Who tipped you off? Who you in league with? Eh? That rogue down at the antique dealers? No, you put up it, mate. You avaricious charlatan, you.
Terry, I'm terribly sorry, Mr.
Davis.
Davis?
Miss Davis?
Joe Davis?
Yes, that's right. That is my name, Joe Davis.
You didn't by any chance write your name on the underside of the snooker table, did you, Mr. Davis?
Oh, yeah. I always do. That's a habit of mine. I always put my name on me belongings.
You were right, Terry. It is Joe Davis's snooker table.
Well, perhaps it isn't the Joe Davis, but I mean, there is something special about this table. Otherwise, why have we been inundated with offers ever since we placed the advert?
I thought it was obvious.
What do you mean?
Well, have you read the advert?
Well, of course I...
Yeah.
No.
You better add then.
Chew and Oswald, 6x3 snooker table, £850. Ring 669-1046. I didn't ask £850.
And that's not our telephone number.
No, now read the one underneath.
Full-size walnut championship snooker table, £30. Ring Medford 6681992. The fool!
They've mixed up the last two lines.
Well, that's settled that little problem. Now, how do you feel about letting me have it back for 30 quid?
£30? I paid £70 to the dustman to get it back. I had to pay £30 to have it valued. I had to pay £40 for the urn that she broke in the antique shop. I've had calls from all over the country offering me hundreds of pounds to buy it back, and you want to give me £30 for it?
Well, take it or leave it, mate. Here, 30 quid. Done?
Done. And I certainly have been.